It's funny, the things you remember. Like the feeling of stepping out of that house on Christmas Eve, the Denver air crisp and cold, but inside me, a warmth I hadn't felt in decades. It was the quiet, steady heat of peace, of knowing I'd finally drawn a line. But to understand that feeling, you need to know how much it took to get there. For 22 years, I'd been their safety net. Their ATM. Their walking resource. And for 22 years, I convinced myself it was family. Until the moment I heard my own father and brother plotting to use my daughter, Chloe, as leverage against me. That's when it clicked. They didn't see me as a son, or a brother. Just a wallet. And they were about to find out that wallet had some very sharp edges. I'm Ethan, 36. I'm a master electrician in Denver, built my own contracting business from the ground up. 6-figure income, paid off truck, zero debt. My family? Well, they've always treated me like an endless money supply. See, in dysfunctional families, being the responsible one doesn't earn respect. It earns resentment, and then they bleed you dry anyway. There's my older brother, Trevor, 39. He's been failing upward his entire life. Married Sarah, whose parents owned car dealerships. They set him up, house, job, BMW. For 5 years, Trevor thought he'd won. Then Sarah's parents realized their son-in-law was a liability. Divorce. Trevor went from luxury living to scrambling for rent in 18 months flat. Then there's my dad, Richard. He's 67, a retired warehouse supervisor. My entire childhood, he made it clear Trevor was golden, and I was backup. After Mom passed when I was 14, cancer took her fast, Dad checked out emotionally, and his favoritism went nuclear. Trevor discovered I was easier to manipulate than our old man. I put myself through community college, working 3 jobs. Became an apprentice at 19, got licensed, started my business at 28. Never asked them for a cent. And they? Never thanked me for the money I'd loaned them over the years. Just kept coming back. My wife, Olivia, she's a project coordinator, sharp as a tack. She saw through my family's routine within 6 months of meeting them. We have Chloe, our 10-year-old daughter. Smart kid, into coding and robotics. Everything I wish I'd had support for at her age. Our money isn't just sitting around. We have a $529 college fund we contribute to monthly. Chloe also has occupational therapy for sensory processing stuff, not cheap, but it's helping. We're building something stable for her. Something I never had. That matters later. 3 weeks before Christmas, Trevor called. Tuesday morning. Need to talk about Leo's future. Starbucks tomorrow. Noon. Leo, his 17-year-old, is a good kid, despite his father. I knew exactly what this was. Next day, Trevor strolled in 20 minutes late, wearing designer sunglasses, carrying a leather portfolio like he was closing deals. Leo got into State University, he announced, sliding a folder across the table. An itemized list. Numbers in red. Dorm, $14,000. Laptop, $4,500. Meal plan, $7,200. Books, $3,800. Miscellaneous, $5,500. That's $35,000, right? I figure you can cover it, just until I get back on my feet. I didn't touch the folder. No, Trevor blinked. What? I said no. That's a lot of money. Leo has other options. Community college, transfer programs, scholarships, loans, none of which involve my bank account. Community college? His voice went cold. We're better than that. Besides, you're doing well with the business. Olivia's working. You can swing both kids' futures. Both kids, like Chloe's fund, was community property. Trevor, that money's allocated. Chloe's college fund. Her therapy. Not up for debate. Therapy for what? She's fine. Leo actually needs this now. I leaned forward. My daughter's needs aren't your business. And neither is my money. His mask slipped fast. Can't or won't? Won't. Big difference. He stood fast enough to rattle the table. This is how you treat family? He said it like family was a legally binding contract. After everything we've done for you? I almost laughed. What exactly have you done for me, Trevor? Be specific. He grabbed his portfolio. You've always been selfish. Dad was right. Tell Dad I said hi, I said. He walked out, leaving me with his $8 coffee bill. I smiled, left exact change, and headed back to work. That night, Olivia said what I already knew. You give him this money, Chloe's fund takes a hit, and there'll be another crisis next month. There always is. Already told him no. I'm done being their ATM. Olivia kissed my forehead. Good. Hold that line. I went to bed knowing Trevor wasn't finished. Guys like him never were. Turns out I was right. Sunday dinner at Dad's was mandatory. The guilt trip for missing wasn't worth it. I usually showed up at 6 o'clock. This week, I finished a job early, pulled up at 5:30. Trevor's luxury sedan was in the driveway. Weird. He never came unless he wanted something, and he'd already asked. I headed for the side entrance, thinking I'd help with dinner. That's when I heard them through the window. So he refused to help with Leo's college. Dad's voice. It just shut me down. Trevor said, use Chloe as an excuse, like her fund is more important than Leo's future. My jaw clenched. How are you planning to pay for it? Don't worry about the money. After Christmas dinner, he'll pay. Dad sounded skeptical. You sure? He seemed pretty firm yesterday. I'm positive. Already got it planned. Trevor's voice had that smug confidence. We'll have everyone there. You, Aunt Carol, the cousins. You give the speech about family legacy, about investing in the grandkids, plural. Aunt Carol brings up how Mom would have wanted us supporting each other. I'll have Leo show his acceptance letter. And here's the key, we'll have Chloe there too. Ethan won't say no with his own daughter watching him refuse to help her cousin. Silence. Then, Dad. Using both grandkids as leverage. Smart. He won't say no and lose face in front of everyone. Exactly. He'll look like a jerk in front of Chloe if he says no. His daughter's going to find a wallet to marry anyway. Leo actually needs this. They both laughed. Leo's the one carrying the family name forward, Dad added. Going to a real university. Ethan can handle helping both kids. He's the provider. That's his role. I backed away, got in my truck, drove 3 blocks. Hands steady. Not from fear, from cold calculation. 22 years I'd been their safety net. And this whole time, they didn't see me as family. They saw me as a resource. And now they were planning to manipulate my daughter to get at my wallet. I texted Dad about a work emergency. His response, typical. Work always comes first with you. Perfect. Let him think that. First call I made was to my business attorney. Left a voicemail explaining the situation, the ambush plan, using Chloe as leverage, that comment about her finding a wallet to marry. He called back within an hour. Ethan, what they're planning is manipulation, plain and simple. And those loans, if you've got written promises to repay, we can collect. Small claims caps at $10,000 in Colorado, but you've got $42,000 from Trevor alone. District Court. This is straightforward debt collection. I want to file after Christmas. Hit him with it when he thinks he's won. Smart. And if the harassment continues, repeated contact, showing up at your home, we can get a restraining order, too. Using your daughter as leverage? Courts don't play with that. I felt something click into place. Not just emotional boundaries, legal ones. Start building the file now, my attorney continued. Every call, every text, every interaction. By Christmas, you'll have everything documented. Then we strike. I hung up, feeling something I hadn't felt in years. Protected. And armed. That night, my phone rang. Salt Lake City area code. Aunt Carol, my mom's sister. We weren't super close, but she had one of those voices that only calls when something's up. Ethan, she said. No small talk. Your dad's been running his mouth. I leaned back on the couch. About what? A pause, like she was choosing how blunt to be. About you. About money. About Christmas. Trevor's been whining, and your dad's acting like he's orchestrating a fundraiser. That made my stomach go cold. So, it was real. They're trying to set me up, Ethan. They've been setting you up for years. She sighed. I've wanted to say something, but your dad's got this talent for making everyone pretend it's normal. Tell me what you heard. Last Thanksgiving, your dad bragged to my brother about how you paid for his new furnace, like it was some clever life hack. Then I heard him tell Trevor, it's easy getting money from you because you can't say no if we mention your mother's memory. She stopped for a second. And the way he talks about the grandkids is ugly. Leo's the legacy. Chloe barely gets mentioned. Every word confirmed what I already knew, but hearing it from someone else made it cleaner. Less doubt, more math. They're planning to ambush me at Christmas, I said. Public pressure. Use Chloe as leverage to make me pay for Leo's college. That sounds exactly like them. Her voice dropped. Your mother never wanted this. She told me once she was worried about how they'd treat you after she was gone. She made me promise to look out for you. Another pause. I didn't do enough. I'm sorry. You didn't fail, I said. I'm handling it. Thanks for the intel. We hung up. I sat in my dark living room, planning, documenting like my attorney advised, recording every interaction going forward. Christmas was 3 weeks out. They expected me to fold under public pressure while my daughter watched. The only way to stop it was to blow it up completely. And now I had legal options backing the nuclear approach. By morning, I wasn't angry. I was focused. Strategic. Christmas dinner would be memorable, just not how they planned. I took 2 days off. This needed full attention. First move, calling Leo directly. The kid deserved truth. Hey, Uncle Ethan. What's up? Want to grab lunch? Just us. Don't tell your dad. Pause. Sure. Next day, we met at a faux spot near his school. Leo looked nervous. Kept glancing around like Trevor might materialize. Dad doesn't know I'm here. He'd lose his mind. Your dad doesn't run your life. We ordered, kept it casual. School, friends, what he wanted after graduation. Leo loosened up. Kid was sharp. More self-aware than Trevor ever was. So, State University, that where you want to go? Leo stared at his burger. It's where Dad wants me to go. What about you? He looked genuinely surprised. Honestly, I'm interested in cybersecurity. Tech University has one of the best programs in the country, but Dad says business degrees are more versatile. This was news. You into programming? Leo nodded, getting animated. Teaching myself Python and Java. Built a security platform for fun. It's basic, but it works. I really want to pursue it. Why haven't you mentioned this? I tried. Dad shut it down hard. Said tech careers are unstable. The irony. My stable tech career versus Trevor's failed ventures. We spent an hour talking coding, cybersecurity, what the field actually looked like. Then I showed him what I'd researched. Tech University has merit scholarships you'd qualify for. And there's a program where you do 2 years community college, transfer in with guaranteed admission if you maintain a 3.2. Leo's eyes went wide. Dad said there weren't scholarships I could get. Said community college would ruin my chances. He lied. I started community college. Best financial decision I made. Leo pulled out his phone, hands shaking. Uncle Ethan, there's something you should know. Dad's not just asking you for college money. He's 3 months behind on rent. Landlord's threatening eviction. I think he's planning to use some of it to catch up. Bingo. Never about Leo's education. Leo, I'm not giving your dad a dime. But I'll help you figure out how to actually pay for college. If you're serious about cybersecurity, I know people who might mentor you. The relief on his face was everything. There's more. Leo's voice dropped. Remember that $5,000 savings bond Grandpa Richard gave me at 12 for college? Yeah. Dad cashed it about a year ago. Said it was for application fees. Leo's voice cracked. Uncle Ethan, we didn't spend that much. I found the bank receipt in his desk. He cashed it, and I never saw the money. There it was. Trevor hadn't just asked me to fund Leo's education. He'd already stolen money designated for it. I drove Leo home, mind already working. Trevor was waiting on the porch, arms crossed, looking furious. That evening, my phone exploded. Trevor called 8 times, left voicemails ranging from furious to manipulative to threatening. Dad sent texts about disrespecting family hierarchy, turning Leo against his father. I didn't respond, let them spiral, but I saved everything. Screenshots, voicemail recordings, building the case my attorney told me to build. Instead, I opened a spreadsheet. Every loan to Trevor over 6 years, every emergency payment to Dad. Receipts, bank transfers, text confirmations. Total loan to Trevor, $42,000. Repaid, 0. Total loan to Dad, $25,000. Repaid, 0. Grand total, $67,000 of my money, gone. Then I found it, buried in old texts from 2 years ago. Dad's message after I sent him $8,000 for the furnace, I'll pay you back when my pension adjustment hits next quarter. Never happened, but it was in writing. I sent my attorney the spreadsheet and recordings. He confirmed we were filing for both. Trevor's case was straightforward. Dad's hinged on that text, but it was enough. That night, Olivia pulled up our budget on the laptop, showed me every line item allocated to Chloe's future, college fund contributions, therapy copays, robotics club fees, coding camp next summer. This is what Trevor's asking you to raid, she said quietly. Not your spare change. Your daughter's future. I stared at those numbers. Real money. Real future. They're not asking, Olivia continued. They're assigning, like your money is theirs to distribute. I know. That's why I'm ending it. Legally if necessary. Christmas was 11 days away. Time to prepare the reckoning. In the 2 weeks before Christmas, Trevor and Dad went into overdrive. Trevor called 17 times Monday alone. I let every call hit voicemail. His messages cycled through the playbook: angry, pleading, victim, threatening, back to angry. Dad tried guilt. Voicemails about family responsibility. Mom's memory. How disappointed she'd be. I saved everyone. Evidence. Wednesday, I did something Trevor would never expect. Went directly to Sarah, his ex-wife. Drove to Castle Rock, knocked on her door. She answered, surprised as anything. "Ethan, what are you doing here?" "Need to talk about Trevor and Leo." She let me in. Nice place, organized. Everything Trevor's life wasn't. I laid it out: the college fund request, the Christmas ambush plan, Leo's interest in cybersecurity that Trevor was suppressing, the cash savings bond. Sarah's face went from surprise to furious. That piece of work cashed Leo's savings bond about a year ago. I'm putting together documentation for Christmas dinner. Going to expose everything publicly, but I need to know, is there anything else I should know about? She stood up, started pacing. I knew he was hiding something. Kept dodging questions about college planning. Said he had it handled. Her expression darkened. "Ethan, there's more. Trevor's been telling Leo that you refused to help with college before he even asked you. Been poisoning him against you for months." Figured. What else? He's been using Leo's financial aid information to apply for parent loans without telling him. I found the paperwork last month. He's planning to pocket whatever money comes through. And Ethan. Leo applied to Tech University about 10 months ago with my help. He got accepted with a scholarship offer. Trevor intercepted the acceptance letter and emails. Told Leo he got rejected. I only found out last month when I contacted the school directly. My blood ran cold. He's been sitting on Leo's actual college acceptance for 10 months? Yes. With a full scholarship. Trevor wanted to force the state university situation so he could get money from you. That sealed it. More ammunition for the packets. I'm documenting all of this. Christmas dinner is going to be a reckoning. Sarah nodded slowly. Good. And Ethan, I've noticed how your dad treats the kids differently. Chloe and Leo. Leo gets the attention, the posts, the praise. Chloe gets ignored. I thought maybe I was imagining it. You're not. That's disgusting. She's his granddaughter. She paused. Put that in your documentation, too. Leo deserves better than being used as bait. And Chloe deserves better than being forgotten. Yeah, she was right. Friday, I met with Leo again. Told him about the Tech University acceptance Trevor had hidden. Watched his face cycle through shock, betrayal, relief. We looked up the scholarship offer online. Still valid if he accepted within the next 2 months. Then we filled out applications for additional merit scholarships and backup schools. The kid crushed those essays. Watching him write about cybersecurity reminded me of myself at that age. Hungry, driven, wanting to prove something. What happens when Dad finds out? Let him. You're almost 18. These are your decisions. He's going to lose it. That's his problem, not yours. Saturday, my cousin Ben called. He'd cut off Dad and Trevor years ago after they tried guilting him into funding Trevor's business venture. Paid the price. Family barely spoke to him, but he was happier. They're telling everyone you refused to help your nephew. Making you sound like a monster. Let them talk. Anyone who believes their version without asking mine isn't worth my time. You doing Christmas dinner? Wouldn't miss it. Someone needs to witness the implosion. That Sunday, 5 days before Christmas, I started building the packets. I made 6 packets at the print shop, bound and tabbed like a contractor estimate, because I wanted 0 misunderstandings. Inside was the school comparison: Tech University smoked State University for what Leo actually wanted, proof of Leo's hidden Tech University acceptance and scholarship from 10 months ago that Trevor intercepted. The bank receipt proving Trevor cashed Leo's $5,000 bond about a year ago. Notice we never saw that money. And my ledger showing Trevor owed me $42,000 and Dad owed $25,000, with receipts and texts to match. Dad's section had 3 bank transfers, the text where he promised to pay me back when the pension adjustment hits, and a 1-page summary. Total loaned, $25,000. Repaid, $0. Olivia came over to review one. Started shaking her head halfway through. This is brutal, Ethan. Like depositions level brutal. They wanted to use both grandkids as leverage. I'm showing everyone which grandkid they actually care about. My buddy from work stopped by that night, flipped through a copy, started laughing. Dude, this looks like evidence for a lawsuit. You tabbed it and everything. Learned from work. Documentation beats emotion every time. You're really handing these out? They wanted public pressure. I'm bringing public receipts. Tuesday, Trevor showed up at my condo. Watched him through the security camera, buzzing my intercom 15 minutes straight, left an envelope under my door. Inside was a handwritten letter. 6 pages of manipulation disguised as reconciliation. I know we've had our differences, but Leo's future is more important than disagreements. Let's talk like adults. We're brothers, after all. Buried in page 4, if you could help with even $15,000, it would make all the difference. You're providing for Chloe already. Surely you can help provide for Leo too. I photographed it, printed it, added it as an insert to section 4. Evidence of ongoing manipulation. Texted my attorney. Trevor showed up uninvited. Left a letter demanding money. Saving everything. His response, good. Keep documenting. If he shows up again after you've told him not to, we file for the anti-harassment order. Wednesday. Dad called one final time. Tomorrow's about family. I expect you to act accordingly. Both grandkids will be there. Your mother would be ashamed if you caused a scene. Time to flip the script. Dad, we both know Mom would be ashamed, but not of me. Silence. I'll be there tomorrow. Guaranteed. So will Chloe. But this conversation? It's happening. I hung up before he could respond. Thursday morning. Christmas Eve. I barely slept. Not from anxiety, from anticipation. Olivia made breakfast while Chloe played with her new coding kit. My daughter had no idea what was about to happen. Better that way. You sure about bringing her? Olivia asked quietly. They plan to use her as emotional leverage. She deserves to see what kind of people they really are. Age-appropriate version, but yeah. I laid out my clothes: black jeans, dark gray Henley, leather jacket. Casual but deliberate. Gifts were minimal. Generic gift cards. Nothing expensive. My messenger bag held the real present. 6 bound evidence packets in manila folders. Professional. Undeniable. My cousin Ben texted at midnight. Ready? Born ready. Remember, you don't owe them anything. Not money, not explanations, not another chance. And Ethan, you're protecting Chloe from learning their patterns. That matters. Christmas Eve morning. I woke up feeling something I hadn't felt in years. Calm. Whatever happened in the next few hours, I was done being used. And my daughter would learn what boundaries looked like. We pulled up at 2 p.m. exactly. Trevor's luxury sedan, and Carol's SUV, some cousins, my cousin Ben's beat-up Subaru. The house smelled like soy sauce, ginger, and stress. Costco trays next to homemade dumplings. Classic second-gen holiday energy. Completely wrong for the war about to break out. Dad answered with a stiff handshake, eyes dropping to the small gift bag. I saw the disappointment flash. No big box, no envelope. Right on time, he said, like punctuality was a character flaw. Chloe ran ahead to see the tree. Olivia squeezed my hand once. Solidarity. Inside, Trevor was playing host. Loud laugh, big gestures, the whole charming routine. Leo stood near the fireplace, looking uncomfortable. My cousin Ben gave me a subtle nod. Backup confirmed. Dad made a show of greeting Chloe. Big grandpa voice, pat on the head. She hugged him because that's what 10-year-olds do when adults pretend to care. I watched Trevor notice my messenger bag. Saw the calculation in his eyes. Probably thought I brought a check. Trevor approached immediately, fake smile cranked to maximum. Little brother, Merry Christmas. And there's my favorite niece. Chloe was his only niece. She smiled anyway. Let me get you something to drink. Water's fine. And we're not doing this. His smile flickered. Doing what? The performance. I know what you planned. So does my cousin. So does Leo. Save your energy. Trevor's face went flat. The mask cracked fast when you didn't play along. The first hour was passive-aggressive theater. Family dinners were never just dinner. They were audits. Aunt Carol dropped comments about expensive college. Dad talked about family supporting family while staring at me. Another cousin mentioned how his kid's uncle helped with tuition. All choreographed, building to the moment. Then Dad made a big show of talking to both kids. Asked Leo about college plans. Asked Chloe about school. But I noticed he spent 10 minutes with Leo, genuinely engaged. 90 seconds with Chloe, distracted, already looking away. My daughter noticed too. Saw her shrink a little. Olivia saw me notice. Mouthed, stay calm. I smiled. Already was. Didn't engage. Watched Trevor get progressively agitated. His plan required me to show weakness. Dinner hit the table. Roast duck, fried rice, green beans from Costco. Tension thick enough to cut. Chloe had made Dad a card. Spent all week on it. Drew a picture of them together. Wrote, I love you, Grandpa, in careful letters. She handed it to him before dinner. Dad glanced at it. That's nice, sweetie. Set it aside without really looking. 2 hours later, I saw it on the counter under someone's plate. Forgotten. Olivia's hand found mine under the table. Squeezed hard. Midway through dinner, Trevor stood with his glass. Here we go. Want to make a toast to family? Supporting each other, investing in futures. He pulled out a glossy State University brochure. Leo's got exciting news. Everyone turned to Leo, who looked like he wanted to disappear. Leo's been accepted to State University's business program. Trevor announced. Huge opportunity that'll set him up for success. Make the family proud. Polite applause. Leo mumbled, thanks. Of course, there are financial considerations. College isn't cheap. Trevor's eyes locked on me. Ethan, I believe you wanted to say something about helping with Leo's education. Show me what it means to support family. The room went dead silent. The ambush. Public pressure. Using my daughter as leverage. I took a drink, set it down slow, looked at Trevor with stone-cold calm. Actually, Trevor, I don't have any announcement. But since you brought up Leo's education publicly, let's have that conversation. Publicly. Trevor blinked, thrown off. Right. So, about the expenses, before that, I interrupted, reaching for my messenger bag. Leo's got something to share. Right, Leo? Leo looked at me, then gathered courage. I got accepted to Tech University too, for cybersecurity. About 10 months ago. With a full scholarship. The table erupted. Trevor's face went dark. Leo, we discussed this. State University is better. Is it? I pulled out 6 evidence packets. Started passing them around the table. Tech University's ranked 9th nationally for cybersecurity. Leo got accepted there 10 months ago with a full scholarship offer. Trevor intercepted the acceptance letter and emails. Told Leo he got rejected. Been hiding it this whole time. Leo's voice was steady now. I found out last week when Uncle Ethan helped me contact the school directly. The scholarship's still valid. I want cybersecurity, not business. I didn't wait for the noise to die down. Everything you need is in those packets. Rankings. The original scholarship offer Trevor hid. Bank receipt showing he cashed Leo's $5,000 college bond about a year ago. Notice we never saw that money. Trevor opened his mouth. I kept going. There's also a ledger. Every loan I've given Trevor over 6 years, $42,000. Every promise to pay it back. Amount repaid, 0. I looked at Dad. You've got your own section. 25 grand. Same story. Both of you are being filed on Tuesday. Let them read. Watch the faces change. Trevor didn't call this dinner to celebrate Leo. He called it to ambush me. Use public pressure and Chloe's presence to guilt me into paying 35 grand he'd planned to skim for rent. Yeah, he's 3 months behind. You wanted me to fund that in front of my daughter, so I couldn't say no. The silence was brutal. And Dad. I pointed to the kitchen counter. The card Chloe made you this week. Spent days on it. Drew a picture, wrote I love you, Grandpa in her best handwriting. Currently under someone's dirty plate. You looked at it for 5 seconds before forgetting it existed. Dad's hands were shaking. This isn't legal service. That comes later. This is documentation for the lawsuits I'm filing against both of you. I grabbed my jacket. Don't contact me. Don't show up at my home or work. We're finished. Hannah gathered Chloe. My cousin Ben stood too. One more thing. This morning, I locked down every account connected to Chloe's college fund. Changed every beneficiary. Nobody touches that money but me and Olivia. I looked at Leo, who was holding his packet with tears in his eyes. You've got my number. That Tech University scholarship is real, and it's yours. You deserve better than being used as bait. Then to Dad, you wanted to weaponize the grandkids? You just forgot you don't care about any of them. Trevor found his voice. Where the heck are you going? We're not finished. Yeah, we are. I headed for the door. My attorney gets his copy Tuesday. You'll be served after the holidays. You walk out that door, Trevor said, voice shaking, don't expect to come back. I stopped, turned. Trevor, I never wanted to be here. You just wanted my wallet. And since you clearly don't understand what we're done means, show up at my home or business again, I'm calling the cops. Not a threat. A promise. Olivia was already walking Chloe to the truck. I followed. Trevor's screaming cut off when the door closed. But behind us, 6 families were reading, flipping pages, seeing receipts, timestamps, bank statements that didn't lie. My cousin Ben caught up in the driveway, holding his packet like a trophy. "Ethan, that was surgical. They can't spin this. It's all right there in black and white." That was the point. "My attorney gets his copy Tuesday. Then we file." In my truck, Chloe was crying. "Grandpa doesn't like me." Olivia held her. "Grandpa doesn't know how to like anyone except himself, honey." I started the engine. For the first time, I'd stood my ground, protected what mattered. Felt darn good. The next 72 hours, Trevor called 41 times. Dad sent guilt texts. Aunt Carol wrote a novel about family unity. My attorney confirmed the harassment qualified for a restraining order. We filed both lawsuits and the restraining order Tuesday after Christmas. My attorney sent formal demand letters to both of them the next business day. But here's the thing about burning bridges with toxic people: the air clears fast. Day after Christmas, I was home. Leftovers in the fridge. Phone on silent. Peaceful for the first time in weeks. The door buzzer rang at 7 p.m. Security camera showed Trevor on my doorstep, alone. He'd walked, or gotten dropped off. I answered. Didn't invite him in. Trevor looked like heck. Wrinkled shirt, eyes red. Started with anger. "You embarrassed me in front of everyone. Made me look like a thief who stole from his own kid." "Yeah, I did." His face shifted, mask cracking. "I got the eviction notice. Landlord's changing the locks Friday." His voice dropped. "Ethan, I'm out of options. Sarah's lawyers are coming after me. Dad won't return my calls. I need $8,000. There it was. Never about Leo's education. No. Trevor blinked. "What?" I said no. "Ethan, please. I'm desperate here. I'll lose everything." "You already lost everything, because you stole from your own kid." His voice went higher. Panicky. "I made a mistake. Okay. I know I screwed up, but I'm trying to fix it. I just need nothing from me. Ethan." His voice cracked. Actual tears starting. "Come on, man. We're brothers. Family. You can't just..." I stared at him. Didn't blink. "Please." The word came out wet. He was actually crying now. Not pretty movie tears. Just red-faced and snotty. "Please, Ethan, I'm begging you. I'll pay you back. I swear this time You've said that before. 6 years, $42,000, 0 repaid." I know. But this time. He was spiraling. Words tumbling out fast. "I'll get a second job. I'll sign whatever you want. Just please don't let me end up on the street. 8,000. That's nothing to you. You make 6 figures. You've got the business. Please." He was full-on sobbing now, shoulders shaking, wiping his nose with his sleeve like a kid. I watched. Felt nothing. "Ethan, I'm your brother. I know I've been terrible. I know I messed up, but you can't just cut me off like this. Mom wouldn't want..." "Don't." My voice was flat, cold. Stopped him mid-sentence. "Don't bring Mom into this. She'd be disgusted with you. Stealing from your own son. Using my daughter to manipulate me. Planning that whole ambush at Christmas like she was a prop." Trevor's face crumpled. "I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'll apologize to Chloe. I'll make it right. Just help me one more time. No, Ethan, please. I said no. He grabbed the door frame, literally holding himself up. What am I supposed to do? Where am I supposed to go? Not my problem. You're really going to let me end up homeless? You did this, not me. He was crying harder now. Ugly, gasping sobs. I'll do anything. Anything you want. Just please leave. Trevor, get off my property before I call the cops. He just stood there crying, looking at me like I was going to crack. Like 22 years of being his ATM meant I had to keep being his ATM. I stared back, stone-faced. You've got 10 seconds. Ethan, please. I'm begging you. 9. You can't do this. 8. He was full-on panicking now, voice shaking. I'm your brother. I'm your family. 7. Biologically, that's it. Ethan, please. Please, 6. He finally broke. Started backing away, still crying. Hands up. You're a monster. You know that? A heartless piece of work. 5. He was at the stairs now, still yelling. I hope you're happy. I hope you sleep real good knowing your brother's going to be living in his car. 4. He stumbled down another step, voice cracking. This is who you are now. This is what you've become. I pulled out my phone, started dialing. He saw it, ran. I closed the door, locked it, watched through the camera as he stumbled down the sidewalk, still crying, yelling back at my condo. Went back to the couch, ate leftover turkey, didn't feel a darn thing. Olivia came out of Chloe's room. Trevor showed up? Yeah. Begged for $8,000, got nothing. Good. She sat next to me. You know what Chloe asked me tonight? What if you were proud of her? Olivia's eyes were wet. Because you protected her college fund. She said it made her feel important. That did it. That's what mattered. The real consequence came from Leo 2 days later. He texted, "Can we meet?" Dad's losing it. Met him at the faux spot. Kid looked exhausted but determined. Dad's calling everyone, trying to turn them against you. Says you faked those documents. Leo shook his head. But I know they're real, and I'm done being his pawn. He pulled out his phone. Submitted those additional scholarship applications. 2 schools already responded. Interviews next week. His voice steadied. I told Mom everything. The hidden acceptance. The stolen bond. Dad using me and Chloe as pawns. She's filing to modify custody and pressing charges about the savings bond. How'd Trevor take that? Called me a traitor. Said I chose you over him. Leo met my eyes. But he was never giving me a choice. He was using me as bait. That's not what fathers do. Kid was 17 and more emotionally intelligent than Trevor would ever be. I'm accepting Tech University. Got work study in their IT department. Between that and financial aid, I can swing it. No loans to Dad. I'm proud of you, Leo. Couldn't have done it without you showing me there was a way out. The family split predictably. My cousin Ben, Aunt Carol, my uncle, people with functioning standards, saw the receipts and supported me. Dad and Trevor recruited the rest. Classic victim narrative. Anyone who believed their version wasn't worth my time. What stung was watching it affect Chloe. But he's my grandpa, she said one night, crying. Why doesn't he love me? Being family doesn't give someone the right to make you feel less than. She thought about that. So you protected me? Yeah, I did. Thanks, Dad. January brought the new normal. Trevor got served at a gas station. Process server caught his face on body cam. Priceless. Dad got served at the diner where he meets his retired buddies every Thursday. One of them texted me, said Dad's face went purple. Dad sent a 5-paragraph rant about respect and family honor, claiming the money was a gift. The text where he promised to pay me back said otherwise. Trevor got evicted, not my circus. February, mediation happened. Trevor showed up with a public defender. I had my attorney and documentation. Took 10 minutes. Trevor tried claiming the money was gifts. My attorney slid the evidence packet across. Bank records, texts with promises to repay. Mediator looked at Trevor. You want to take this to trial? His lawyer whispered to him. Finally, what's the settlement offer? Full amount. $42,000 plus court costs. Payment plan, $1,000 a month. Missed 2 payments, full amount due immediately. Trevor signed. Dad settled 2 weeks later without mediation. Paid the full $25,000 in one lump sum from his retirement. My attorney said he folded the second he realized the case would be public record. Couldn't stomach his church friends and retired buddies seeing it. His final text, "You've destroyed this family." I didn't respond. Dad tried calling Chloe twice after that. FaceTime requests, a birthday card with $50, like that would fix things. I blocked his number from her tablet. Sent the card back unopened. Olivia asked if I felt guilty. He had 10 years to treat her like she mattered. He chose not to. Now he doesn't get access. That night, I slept better than I had in years. 5 months later, Leo graduated high school. He invited me, Olivia, and Chloe. Not Trevor. Us. We sat with Sarah and her new boyfriend. Watched Leo walk across that stage. Scholarship winner, headed to Tech University for cybersecurity. Future he chose for himself. After the ceremony, Trevor intercepted me in the parking lot. He'd remarried some woman he'd been dating 6 weeks. She watched from their car. We need to talk. No, we don't. Ethan, I'm your brother. On paper. Functionally, you've been a parasite. His new wife's expression shifted. Could see her putting pieces together. I've changed. Therapy. Working on myself. Good for you. Doesn't change anything between us. So, that's it? We're done? I looked at him. Still saw the calculation in his eyes. Still searching for an angle. Yeah, Trevor. We're done. You wanted to use my daughter to manipulate me. That's unforgivable. I turned to leave. And I'm tracking your payments. You're current through May. Miss June, and I'm back in court. I walked away. He didn't follow. Leo caught up at my truck. Thanks for coming, Uncle Ethan. Means everything. Wouldn't miss it, kid. Chloe rolled down the window. Congrats, Leo. He high-fived her. Thanks, kiddo. When you're older, I'll teach you coding. Her face lit up. Really? Absolutely. We hugged, and I realized this was what family was supposed to feel like. Support without strings, pride without obligation. What part of this story resonates most with your own experiences with family boundaries?